GTC, we in the building. Today, guys, got a question. It's kind of got me in my feelings and just kind of like, just thinking about the things that's going on around the league. The NFL, to be exact. So, on Thanksgiving, we watched a play where CeeDee Lamb and that cornerback for Seattle touched his shoulder when CeeDee Lamb was going to catch a ball. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe the NFL rule states that you have to impede or inhibit the catching process, which means you have to either A, grab an arm, grab a shirt, tug it, jersey, helmet, something that prohibits the receiver from catching the ball. I'm starting to wonder, are these referees betting on these games? It's starting to make you wonder, are the referees betting on the games? And for that to be said, we are seeing more and more egregious calls from the referees, and it's just getting worse. And it's costing teams game off positions. It's costing, it's hurting, okay? Yesterday, we watched the Chiefs, my Kansas City Chiefs, okay? We watched Valdez-Scantling run down the field. The defensive player jumped on his back, grabbed him around the throat, and Valdez-Scantling is reaching for the ball, okay? And all that was done before the ball got there. The refs don't have no excuse. They said it wasn't an egregious play. But live on TV, they talked to the live on TV ref, and he said that was a bad call and it should have been called. So what I'm not understanding is they said the ref was in the right position to see that play. So if you're in the right position to make that call, to make that play, how in the world is it not a flag thrown? Huh? Why is the flag not thrown? Somebody tell me why the flag wasn't thrown. I need to understand and grasp why these plays are not being called pass interference. At the end of the game, Travis Kelce was running up the end zone. He might have been running in slow-mo, but he slow motion. But he got up there, right? When he got up there, the defensive back clearly, two-hand, shoved this man out of the way, okay? Now, again, the referee said it wasn't clear and egregious, but they will call offensive pass interference, and they did on Travis Kelce already in that same game, because they said he extended with two arms and pushed the defensive player away from him when he caught the ball. So if Travis Kelce extended two arms, offensive pass interference, the defensive player, two arms, pushes him in the back, no call.
What the?
Explain that. Explain that. Then they went on the record on live and said, hey, that should have been a pass interference call. We understand that when the games get tight and it's a Hail Mary, they kind of just let them play. But even in-game ref said that should have been a pass interference.
No shit, Sherlock.
The only thing that can actually make up for this craziness, this foolishness, okay, is somewhere along the lines, these refs is betting on these games. They point shading. They betting on these games. They gotta be. Because it don't make sense. In game, in live, you say the guy pushed off two hands. You threw the flag. The end of the game, the guy pushes the guy in the back, okay? You out here, Ray Charles. You out here, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles. You can't see nothing now. It's just convenient that when the game was on the line and the Chiefs had a chance to go down there, because the Chiefs still would have had to try to score, but they would have been inside the 10 trying to score, but they still would have had to score and get a 2-point conversion, right? But conveniently, the refs play peekaboo. 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 What the fuck? All right? What the hell's going on, guys? Like, there's no other way to explain it besides somebody is point shaving. Somebody is betting on these games. Because we're steadily seeing week after week after week after week of referees no calls. Just blatant no calls. Like blatant no calls. Okay? Now I get it. In that game, there was a call that went against the Packers, which again, bad call. Bad call by the refs. Mahomes was not out of bounds when that defensive player hit him. Okay? Protect the refs, protect the quarterbacks, whatever you want to call it. All right? Mahomes was not out of bounds. So he's a legal player and he can be hit. That's the rules. That is the rules, okay? So if that's the rules and that's the standard, keep the rules and the standard, right? Let's roll with them. I get that some quarterbacks get more calls than the other. I get it. But let's keep the rules and the standards. You know what I'm saying? I remember a couple years ago, they had instant replay on PI, pass interference, right? In order for this to stop, the NFL must and they have to go back to reviewing these calls. The same way they review these calls on every turnover, they need to review these calls in live, in game, and do that and say, hey, that's a PI, or hey, that's not a PI. Okay? They need to do it in game. Now, how they gonna do it to make it faster? It's on the NFL to find out. I don't get paid those kind of big bucks to figure that out. But if they pay me, I sure as hell would figure it out. That's for sure. Okay? But it just tells me that the NFL are having trouble with their referees, because you remember at the beginning of the year, they said Jawan Taylor was false starting, which he was. He was false starting, no doubt. He was jumping out, jumping back. Every time it came to pass, he out of his stance. He jumping out. But you never called it on Lane Johnson for the Philadelphia Eagles, who was doing the exact same thing for the last 2 years. You never called it on this guy. But as soon as somebody brought it to everybody's attention that he's false starting, it was a big deal, guess what happened? Every chance they got, flag. Throw the flag. Flag. You know what I'm saying? It's a flag. Why? Why? Okay? This is what makes me say somebody is betting on these games. Okay? Somebody is betting on these games. I'm betting that somebody is the referee who's making these bogus calls. Because why else would you not call a blatant pass interference? If a guy's draped all over a guy's back, got him around the neck, swatting at the ball, and he hold on the back and the ball ain't there yet, that's an obvious pass interference.
GTC, what say you?